Our protagonist today has been tried and found guilty of one of the greatest crimes a person can be accused of, taking the life of another. Tonight finds him waiting with trepidation, his last moments on earth before he pays the ultimate price. As he sits down for his last meal, he is about to find out that there awaits him a fate far worse than that of death.
What time is it, Warden?
1:45, George. Yes, in just a little while, you're walking that last mile through the green door and the great beyond.
All I asked you was the time.
Sorry, George.
Did you get through to Sacramento?
No, sorry, the guy wasn't taking any calls tonight.
Why not?
He's watching one of his old movies on television.
Keep trying, Warden.
I will. Well, looks like you're all set up here for your last meal. Oh, and by the way, George, you have a visitor.
Who is it?
Brace yourself. It's your wife.
Are you kidding me? She drives me nuts, Warden. Did you tell her I was in? Just make some excuse. I don't want to see her.
It's too late, George. Here she comes.
George! Oh, so there you are, George. Get out of here, George. All this dust, it's bad for your sinuses. I thought I'd never get here. I must have ridden on that bus for miles and miles and miles and miles. Leave it to you to find a prison way out in the middle of nowhere.
Hello, Zelda.
I'll tell you something right now, George. If you don't have any consideration for me and get yourself transferred to a prison near civilization, I won't be able to pay these visits anymore. I can't take that long ride, George. I just can't take it.
You won't have to, Zelda. In a little while, it's all over for me.
Please, George, don't hit me with the problem as soon as I walk in the door. I had a terrible day myself, George. Just terrible. The dishwasher broke, my sinuses are acting up, and I lost $3 playing Mahjong.
Ah, for crying out loud, Zelda.
Stop playing with the tablecloth, George. You're gonna get all wrinkled. Next time, be more careful.
Get it through your head, Zelda. There won't be a next time.
Stop shouting, George. It's not becoming. Besides, I've got a terrible headache. Must be the motor fumes from that long bus ride. Could you go to room service and get me a couple of aspirin?
This is a prison, Zelda. There isn't room service.
I know that, George.
And tonight's the night. In a few moments, they'll be bringing me my last meal.
I thought you said there was no room service. What'd you order for dinner, George?
Steak, fried onions, and apple pie.
What's the matter with you, George? If you live to be 100, you'll never learn how to take care of yourself. You know steak is high cholesterol, and apple pie is loaded with calories, and onions give you heartburn. You're in enough trouble now, George. You're getting yourself sick.
Warden!
Where are your manners, George? Stay in one place and listen. I haven't got all day, you know. I've got things to do too.
Lay off, Zelda. I'm about to work the last mile, and I'm innocent.
No, George. Let's not go through this again. I was right there when you shot that poor man.
You know it was an accident. You know I was aiming at you.
Be that as it may, George, before they come and get you, I'd like to get your opinion on something.
What?
When do you think I should start dating again?
Warden, please.
Now, Mama seems to think that I should let a decent interval go by, but I don't want to wait 2 weeks, George. I really don't.
Warden, where are you?
Here I am.
Warden, I want to ask you a question. When do you think I should start dating again?
Warden, please, just take me already.
Good news. We've got through the governor during a commercial. He's giving you a full pardon. You're free.
Oh, no, isn't that just swell? That's real nice. Now we can go home together, and it'll be exactly like it was, just the two of us. And I'll make a man out of you yet. Now, George, it's about time that you...
We all know the story of Bonnie and Clyde, bank robbers and lovers who both terrorize and inspire the people. Tonight, we examine another criminal couple. They can be found in a small one-room apartment in a large city. They too had grand plans for a life of crime, but with much less success. Tonight, the male of the duo will find the confidence he needs to succeed.
Who is it?
It's your husband. Open up. Hello, Bonnie?
Hello, Clod. Did you have a rough day, darling?
Yeah, I'm bait.
You poor dear. Here, let me take your coat. This jacket weighs a ton. What's in it?
You know, the usual. My car keys, wallet, blackjack brass knuckles, my 38 and my 45.
What's this?
It's my deodorant. You know how nervous I get before a job.
Are you sure you went to work today?
Well, that's my mask.
Oh, that's right. I'll rinse it out.
Don't bother. It's got a run in it.
Here, have a cocktail before dinner. How'd it go at the bank today? Was it a real big haul? Tell me, how much you got in your satchel?
$4.20.
$4.20 from a bank job?
I didn't rob a bank today.
Why not?
'Cause I'm stupid, that's why. Bonnie, all that planning, the diagrams, the note to the bank teller, all the split-second timing. I get to the bank at exactly 10:17, and you know what? It's a Sunday.
That's right. Then where'd you get the $4.20 from?
Backing up the getaway car, I hit a parking meter. Oh, Bonnie, what's happened to me? When I met you, I was an up-and-coming punk. I was one of the 10 most wanted men in the country. Now look at me. I ain't even in the top 40.
Oh, Clod, you got arrested twice last year.
Yeah, once for littering and once for jaywalking. Bonnie, how do you think I feel knowing you run into your girlfriends at the supermarket? You know, Mary, whose husband's wanted for armed robbery, or Jenny, whose husband's wanted for income tax evasion. They have something to brag about.
What about those 3 old men you mugged in the park?
And what did we get out of it? 2 canes and a hearing aid.
At least we're putting something away for our old age.
Forget about our old age. What about now? I'm not with it. I'm not the mainstream of crime. I can't sleep nights. I toss and I turn and I wake up in a cold sweat. Bonnie, don't you think it eats me up inside knowing the crime rate's going up all over the country and I have nothing to do with it?
Clod, you gotta stop feeling sorry for yourself. I could feel sorry for myself, too.
Yeah, look at us, living in a dump like this, and we ain't even on the lam. And what about your hands?
What's wrong with them?
Not a single piece of jewelry on them. All my friends steal their wives, Lincolns and Cadillacs. What do I steal?
I love my 2005 Buick LeSabre. Oh, Clod, can't you see? You're my whole life.
Some life. Ever since the day we got married, I couldn't make a single dime for you.
What about the $50 you stole from the preacher? You were beautiful.
It's no use. I'm a failure. Sometimes I think I'm nothing more than an ordinary, decent human being.
Don't say that.
It's true. I've made a decision. I'm gonna go straight, get a real job.
The world may think that you've gone soft, but I know deep down you're a vicious, rotten, no good louse.
Oh, Bonnie, thanks. Means a lot knowing you still have faith in me.
I'll get you dinner.
You know, Bonnie, I'm glad you said what you said. I was in a real bad way. But now you've shown me just how mean and rotten I can be if I just try.
Now you're talking, sweetheart.
I tell you, nothing can stop me.
Here's your dinner.
I ain't eating that slop.
That's the man I married.
You know what? No more mugging little old men in the park or robbing candy stores for pennies. No more being Mr. Nice Guy.
Good, good. Get tough. Get real tough.
And you know what? I'm gonna go knock off that old loan company down the street.
I've been hoping you'd say that.
And I'm gonna go right up to the counter, right to the clerk, and I'm tell him to reach.
That's my rotten sugar pie.
And just so they don't try to call for help, give them a little muscle.
That was a good one. Better yet.
And so they don't try to, just so there ain't any witnesses, I'll let them have it.
Give it to him good. Me and my big mouth.
You'll be proud of me, Bonnie. You encourage, no, you inspire me. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna rob banks and knock off jewelry stores and payroll trucks. I'm gonna become the most rotten, richest gangster in the world. And, of course, once you've gone, I'm gonna go out and find myself a gorgeous chorus girl. I'm gonna shower her in diamonds and furs so that whenever anyone sees her, they'll know that she belongs to me.
He didn't have to get that rotten.
In a cheap apartment in a large city, 4 slightly inept bank robbers have finally completed a successful bank robbery. They are hiding out in a small, dingy apartment. They are safe for now, but they are about to face defeat in a manner that they least expect.
Put him on the couch, Eddie. Of all the stupid bank holdups, this had to be the worst. A measly 10 grand. You 3 dummies didn't do one thing right.
Are you calling me a dummy? When you're right, you're right.
Eddie, take a look out the window. I think there was a car following us. See anything suspicious?
Yeah, there's a big black sedan parked out front. I mean, it wasn't here when we pulled up.
Of course it wasn't. That's our car.
Oh, yeah.
What a gang! How come you were the only one who forgot to bring a nylon stocking to wear over your face?
I got one at the bank, didn't I?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't know she'd scream that loud.
Lefty, let me see your leg. That's beautiful, but let me see the one with the bullet in it.
Oh, you mean this one?
Oh boy, you need a doctor. Dummy, keep an eye out the window. Eddie, take him over to Doc Crowley's.
Ain't that risky?
Can't help it. You know he doesn't make house calls.
All right, come on, Lefty.
You in pain?
No. I'm just afraid I'll never dance again.
Oh boy. Hold it. Sit down.
Boss!
What?
There's someone at the door.
Keep your voice down. They're leaving.
Good afternoon, sirs. I'm Alice Portnoy of the Fireside Girls, and I've been assigned to this neighborhood to collect for our annual fireside dinner.
Not now, kid.
This year, it's called Guadalajara Night. We'll be serving enchiladas, tamales arroz con pollo, churros, and empanadas.
Beat it, kid.
Tickets are only 50 cents, sir.
Sorry, kid, we're not interested.
Oh no, memento. I love Mexican food, boss. Here you are, little girl.
Oh, gracias, senor.
Okay, you sold your ticket.
But, sir, there are 4 of you, and by the time you divide up 1 enchilada...
All right, if I buy 3 more tickets, will you go?
Certainly, sir. Oh, this reminds me. We'll be having Mexican music at the dinner. Some of us Fireside Girls have formed a mariachi band, and we'll be strolling among the tables.
That sounds like fun.
Shut it! Now, why don't you stroll out of here?
My, person in distress. What kind of fireside girl would I be if I didn't offer any assistance? Where does it hurt, sir? This man needs a doctor.
I've already got a doctor.
Is that his black bag?
Yeah.
He must have a wonderful practice.
Eddie, you and Lefty get out of here. Dummy and I are gonna have a little talk with Miss
Portnoy. Alice Portnoy. Troop 66.
Look, Alice, you seem like a very nice little girl. How many tickets in a book?
10.
Here's $5. Give me a book.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Now goodbye.
You know, I was just thinking.
What now?
I was thinking that perhaps the doctor might have some friends who'd want to participate in our Mexican fiesta.
What, doctor?
Here. I forget that you ever saw us.
See, no. My, what a crisp new bill. Like it just came from a bank. You know, I forgot to mention, all proceeds from our annual fireside dinner go to send underprivileged fireside girls to winter camp. You know, it costs a lot for toboggans and skis and ice skates.
Forget it, kid. You're not getting any more. This is a robbery.
It is? I'll go grab my mask.
I'm not giving you another nickel.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure we'll have enough now with the money you've given us and the great big reward we'll get from the bank.
We've got to bump her off. She knows too much and she can identify us.
It's your fault. You should let me go grab my mask first.
Shut it! After we get rid of her, we'll divide up the money and get out of here.
All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Dummy, but I've seen enough old gangster pictures on TV to know that he isn't going to divide up the money with you.
He isn't?
No, he isn't.
Don't listen to her.
He just says he will, but as soon as he gets you alone, bang, bang!
Can't you see what she's trying to do? She's trying to turn us against one another.
Happens every time. If you don't believe me, ask James Cagney.
Is he here too?
Well, it's not going to work on us.
Right.
We've been a team too long not to trust each other.
Right. Just like Bill and Ted.
Now let's find some rope and tie her up.
No, don't shoot him! I wonder how big the reward's gonna be.
And after that short diversion, we return to tonight's feature presentation as we present Act 2 of Life with the Pembertons.
It sure is nice to get away from the noise of downtown for a while.
Yes, and it was nice of your parents to let us stay here while they're off on their advertising shoot and our kitchen's being remodeled.
Yes, away from the dust and the pounding and the noise and traffic. You know, I never realized just how much noise there was downtown until we lived there.
Yes, well, it becomes background noise after a while.
That feels nice. So, what special thing did I do to deserve this?
Oh, nothing. You just look like you needed it.
Oh, I looked stressed, didn't I? Well, you'd be right. It was a hard day at work. It seemed like everything everybody wanted was a rush job. They all wanted their designs done up yesterday. Don't stop, it felt good.
Okay, but I'll be expecting payback later.
Oh, I'll pay you back. I'll more than pay you back. Just a little lower.
All right, I'll hold you to that.
Oh, you will you?
Of course. What is this?
Oh, that's just an old picture.
Is this the same one they were trying to hang that day we had the toilet paper argument?
I think so.
They still haven't gotten it up yet.
I guess not. Still, it could be worse.
How's that?
Well, I bought them an antique slaw cutter to hang in their kitchen 5 years ago, and they never got it up at the old place. They haven't even gotten it up here yet either.
Really?
Yeah, didn't you see it sitting on the counter? It's almost in the same spot it was at the old house. Mom kept saying, I leave it out to remind me to hang it up. I'll get around to it eventually. She kept saying that for 5 years. I'll bet she does the same thing with this picture.
Well, maybe we should hang it up for them. Do you think they'd even notice?
I doubt it. Or if they do, they'll think they did it and forgot.
Let's do it. How's that?
Maybe a little to the right. No, I said to the right.
How's that?
Better, but it's still not right. Maybe a little higher. A little more. Okay, perfect, right there.
Nail.
What?
And a hammer.
Huh?
I need a hammer and a nail to hang the picture. Do you see one around anywhere?
No, I'll bet there's one in the garage. I'll go look.
Okay. I'll just keep the picture here so we don't lose our spot.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry to bother you, Fred, but I need to talk to you and Renne. It seems I'm having trouble finding anyone around the neighborhood. And Jacob and I were thinking it's about time for our little get-together. You remember I told you we'd try to have one every year, and well, it's about that time again. I think it's really important for neighbors to get to know each other. It makes for a more pleasant neighborhood. Don't you think? I know I do. I mean, how else is anyone supposed to know if anything's out of place? Oh, that picture! Oh, I remember. This is what the two of you were trying to do the first time we dropped by. You're not Fred.
No.
What are you doing in Fred and Renne's house?
I guess I could ask you the same thing.
I'm their neighbor. I've known them since they moved in.
Do you always just walk in without knocking?
Well, the lights were on, and I saw through the window Fred, well, because that was you with that silly picture, and wait, what are you doing in Fred and Renne's house?
Ken, I found a hammer and nails. You moved the picture. Now I have to find the right spot for it again. Who's this? I didn't hear the doorbell.
Well, she just walked on in. Says she's a neighbor?
A neighbor? Do you always just walk in?
Well, as I was telling this gentleman, the door was unlocked and the lights were on, and I thought I saw Fred, so I just
walked on in. That doesn't sound exactly neighborly. Why would you just walk in on my father?
Yes, just why would you walk in on her father?
Father?
Yes, my father.
Is there something going on between the two of you?
What?
Well, you have to admit, dear, it does seem a little strange. An attractive woman just walking on in with your mother's car missing from the driveway.
What?
Just what were you thinking when you walked into this house?
I had no idea Renne wasn't here. I just wanted to talk to them.
And so rather than ring the doorbell like a normal person, you just walked on in. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes?
I mean, no. I mean, yes, I just walked on in. But there's nothing going on, I assure you.
No, I'm sure there wasn't. I was just giving you a bit of a hard time. You must be Tonda. Fred and Renne told us you might stop by. My name's Kendrick. This is my wife, Cheryle, and as I'm sure you figured out by now, she's Fred and Renne's daughter. They're off on their advertising shoot, and our kitchen's being remodeled, and so we decided to stay here while they're away. Seemed practical for both of us.
Yes, we avoid the construction dust, and they have someone to watch the house. Just in case someone happens to walk in unannounced.
Anything we can do to help you?
No. I just wanted to see if Fred and Renne would help with our little get-together. Do you know when they'll be back?
Not exactly, but either later tonight or tomorrow, most likely. Fortunately, they're done with most of the kitchen. They just have to reinstall the appliances. So we'll be able to sleep at our house if they come back, and they'll be done by tomorrow afternoon.
Personally, I'm hoping for tomorrow. I really don't want to have to go out and eat in the morning.
Oh, my goodness. Mom taught me better than this. Sit down and visit a while. It'd be nice to get to know some of my parents' neighbors.
Well, I don't want to be in any trouble. Do you know if they have any of that excellent apple lemonade left? I'm not sure what it's called.
Appleade? I'll go see. Be right back.
So, Tonda, is it okay if I call you that?
Oh, yes, that's fine.
So how long have you lived in this neighborhood?
Almost since forever. Jacob and I moved here right after we got married. Going on 20 years now. When we first moved here, there were only 2 houses in the addition. Got to see it all go up. It was quite exciting. Well, except for that they started construction very early in the mornings, 7 a.m., and on Saturdays too. You didn't get to sleep in at all those days.
Sunday mornings?
What? I missed church. What an idea. No, we just lived with it for the first few years. Such a quiet neighborhood now. Mostly. The kids are a little loud sometimes, but that's just kids being kids, and I do love to see them play.
Do you and Jacob?
I have any children? No. Well, it wasn't for lack of trying. I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
I'm back. Well, have you 2 been talking about me while I was gone?
No, Tonda here was just telling me about the neighborhood.
It really is such a lovely place.
I'm sorry to bother you, but have you seen... Oh, there she is. Did I come in the right house? Huh. Yep, that's our house next door. Excuse me, but who are you?
Do you always just walk in without knocking?
No, but I saw my wife.
And why did you think your wife would be here? Does she come here often? Do you come here often?
No, of course not. I was just looking for my wife.
And are you sure you weren't looking for Cheryle's mother, Renne?
What?
What?
What? No. I was just looking for Tonda, really.
Oh, you're gonna have to forgive Kendrick. He's always been a bit of a troublemaker. He's just trying to get a rise out of you. Applade?
I'm sorry?
Would you like some Applade to drink? Or I can get you something else if you'd like.
Yes, please. That sounds great.
Well, I guess it's my turn to do the honors. Wait, didn't you say something about some kind of an appointment?
Appointment, that's right. Sorry, Tonda, but we really do need to leave. Perhaps we can swing by after it? Would that be okay? It shouldn't be more than half an hour.
Oh, I was hoping we could just forget about that. But you're right. We really should get going. Would it be all right if we dropped by afterwards?
Well, I guess it'd be okay.
Oh, it would be just fine. Besides, it's the least we could do after giving you 2 such a hard time.
Well, I suppose we deserve it, just barging on in like that. Jacob, we should really get going if we don't want to be late.
TV?
Sure, why not? You know, I like those old shows so much better than new ones.
Yeah, I know what you mean. At least this time they finished the show. The last one I watched got canceled, and they left us with a cliffhanger ending. It's nice. Relaxing, for a change.
For once. What was that?
I don't know. It sounded like it came from the backyard.
It's good to be back home.
It will be good to sleep in our own bed tonight. Where's Kendrick and Cheryle? I thought I saw their car outside.
I'm sure they're around somewhere. Cheryle, Kendrick. I guess they stepped outside somewhere. Let's get this bag upstairs and unpacked.
I still can't imagine what that crash was. Surely it wasn't a cat.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't come from the backyard. Let's check out front.
I'd rather wait to unpack. What do you say to a drink while we wait for Cheryle and Ken?
That sounds like a great idea. After all these days in the hotel and the studio, I don't want to be in this stuffy old house. Let's go out on the back porch.
Sounds good to me. I could do with some fresh air.
Nothing out there either that I could see.
No. Maybe it came from inside. Let's check upstairs.
I don't know. Well, I guess we could check. Besides, we still have a few minutes before Jacob and Tonda show back up.
I'm sorry, I didn't lock the doors on purpose.
I know, but I got the tire changed and our car and house keys are locked in the car and we can't do anything.
You could have just broken the window.
I didn't want to break the window. I already slashed my hand with a jack. And besides, we left a spare house key with Fred and Renne. We can just pick it up, go home, get the spare car keys, and get everything out of the car.
Fine. Do you know where they are?
No. Maybe their daughter knows. Anyone home? Cheryle? Kendrick? Huh. No answer.
Well, I suppose we could look around. I mean, they did leave the door unlocked.
Yeah, that does bother me a bit. They said they should be here. We said we were coming back.
Oh, I'm sure they're around here somewhere. Let's start in the kitchen.
I'm sure I heard something down here.
I don't know, Cheryle. Look around. Do you see anything?
Ken, did you leave the door open?
No? Why?
Because it's open now.
Yes, I see. Maybe it's some kind of knife murderer. Or a monster!
That's not funny. I know I didn't leave it open, and if you didn't...
Okay. Let's just check outside again.
But what if whoever it is inside?
Then we'll be outside. Oh, wait.
I don't see anything in here.
Well, you certainly have looked everywhere.
Maybe it's in the garage. Let's look.
Okay.
Oh, how careless. We must have left the door open.
Coming?
I'll be right there. We left the door open.
Thought so. It's getting late. You should lock it.
Nothing in the garage.
Nothing we can see. The key's gotta be around here somewhere. How's your hand?
It still hurts. Stopped bleeding though, so I guess it's gonna be all right.
Now, if I were them, where would I hide a neighbor's key?
Obviously someplace we haven't looked yet. Let's just give it a rest for a few minutes. We can wait till Cheryle and Kendrick get back.
What if they don't? Why would they leave? They knew we were coming back.
Maybe that's why they left.
No. Jacob, what is that?
Sounds like someone is trying to break in.
Jacob, we've got to hide.
Why? We can just go over there and see who it is.
Does that sound friendly to you? Come on.
Ken, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get in. The door's locked.
Don't be silly, we didn't lock the door.
Well, it's locked now.
Well, Mom used to keep a key hidden outside here somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Well, that was awful easy to find. Not very secure.
Oh, it's the same place she had it at the old house. I doubt most people would think to look there.
Yeah. Who would think to look under a pile of fake dog poop?
Well, that's my mom for you. Ken, there's somebody else in the house.
Nonsense. The door was locked.
Then what is that?
It's just an old handkerchief. Tonda or Jacob probably left it here before they left and forgot to pick it up.
It's got blood on it. I would have noticed blood. I know
Okay.
I would have noticed blood.
Yep. It's blood, all right. Maybe there is someone in the house. Let's check upstairs.
No, we need to get out of here. We have to call the police.
Right.
Nothing like a bit of fresh air after a long trip.
It was nice to sit for a few minutes and just forget everything. That's funny. I was sure I closed this door.
I thought you had two. Renne, someone else is in the house.
Who?
I don't know, but they left this.
You don't think... Cheryle? Kendrick? Cheryle? Fred, must be here somewhere. It looks like one of them's hurt.
Now, honey, let's think about this. There is a bloody handkerchief on the table, and the front door's open. They probably went out that way. Let's go check.
Nothing. See? And we shouldn't have gone up there in the first place. You were just being nosy.
I was not.
You were looking through her lingerie drawer.
Well, like he might have been in there. He might have been in there. It might have. Well, you have to admit, dear, it was a beautiful night.
I was trying not to look. Now, let's just sit down here and we can wait till someone gets back. Then we can get the spare house key, go get the spare car key, get our things out of the car, and then everything will be fine.
Jacob, what is that?
Sounds like someone is trying to get in.
That door wasn't locked when we came in here.
It is now.
Jacob, get away from there. We don't know who's out there.
But what if it's Cheryle and Kendrick and they just forgot the key?
What if it's not?
I'm opening the door.
Jacob, no.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, move back from the door. Slowly. You aren't Fred and Renne, and you look too old to be their daughter or son-in-law. Just who are you?
Jacob?
It's all right, dear. We'll just tell them who we are and why we are here. I'm Jacob Seals, and this is my wife, Tonda. We live next door in the blue house.
So is that supposed to tell me anything? I get a call that there's a break-in, and I come and I find you two just making yourselves at home. Now, who are you really?
Jacob, isn't that the officer who picked up the box from here last month?
What? Look, officer, if that's what you are. We've told you who we are, but you haven't told us who you are. You aren't in a uniform. You could be anyone. Now, I'm not answering another question until I know that you have the right to ask them.
Jacob, honey, he has a gun. Don't antagonize him.
Now, who are you, and what are you doing here?
No, I don't know how the door got locked.
Well, you sure did look funny trying to climb over the fence in the back. I wonder what the neighbors thought.
I don't know, and I don't care. I just want to get upstairs and get changed before anybody knows.
Too late, they're already back. They've seen your leg in all its glory.
Well, do you like my leg?
It's just what I wanted to know as well.
What, how they like my leg?
Kenny has a gun.
So?
So that means I'm in charge and I'll ask the questions. Now, who are you?
I'm Kendrick Bosman, and this is my wife, Cheryle.
I have 4 people in a house that belongs to none of them. Let me see your IDs, please.
They're in the car.
Ours are upstairs. I'll go get them.
No, you'll stay right here until backup comes. In the meantime, I would like some answers. Who are you, and what are you doing in Fred and Renne's house?
Why wouldn't we be here? We live here.
Detective Brown? What's going on? Why are you pointing a gun at our neighbors?
Then these really are your neighbors?
Of course they are. Don't be so silly. You've met them before.
I have?
Yes, they were here when you picked up that evidence box.
Ah, but they still have a habit of just walking into your house without knocking.
True, though we've gotten used to that over the last month.
Wait. So there isn't something going on between the 4 of you?
Ken, stop it. You just like giving people a hard time.
Speaking of giving people a hard time, you still haven't told me who you are.
Yes, I did. I said, I'm Kendrick Bosman, and this is my wife, Cheryle.
Now, detective, stop pointing that gun at my son-in-law. He'll think you don't like him.
Yeah, detective. Just what was it that made you think you could come in here and start pointing a gun at everybody?
Somebody called the police. I was closest, and here I am.
Called the police.
That was you. Once we realized there was somebody in the house.
I don't care who insisted. Somebody called, and here I am.
And we're very glad you're here. We feel very safe knowing you're close by.
You're home early.
Well, our shoot finished early, and we decided to come home. And from the looks of things, it's a good thing we did. Had we not, you might have all spent the night in the slammer.
At least we have a bed.
You have a bed.
But the door is locked.
So?
Tonda here doesn't want to admit that she left the keys to the house in the car while I was changing the tire, and then she locked the car doors.
And then Jacob cut his hand while he was trying to change a tire, and... Look, we just came in here to get the spare set of keys we left with you last month. We just want to get inside our house and get cleaned up.
So that was your blood-soaked handkerchief on the coffee table.
What? Oh, yeah. It is covered pretty well. I can imagine what you first thought when you first saw it.
Well, it did disturb me a bit.
Well, I guess you guys won't really be needing me. I'll go back home and file my paperwork in the morning.
Thank you for watching the house, even if you did almost arrest our neighbors and our children.
Oh, well, it's just part of the job. And I think I'll know who you are next time I see you.
Now then. Let's get you two home.
You know, we were just out on the porch. It's a nice night. I bet the two of you would really like the view.
Oh, come on. You did say you wanted to spend one more night in the hot tub.
Oh, yeah. Just one more night in the tub couldn't hurt.
Well, I guess I'd better go unpack then.
Hello? Hello? Someone? It seems the door's locked again. Hello?
Fred?
Yes, dear?
I think today's the day.
For what, dear?
I think we should get that picture hung today.
Okay.
Fred, did you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna help or not?
There. How's that?
It's perfect. Was that nail always there?
No, I put it there after the last time we tried to hang it.
It really is perfect.
Thought so. That's interesting.
What?
This story about multimillionaire Frank Sanders. It seems he died recently, and his will has his family upset.
Well, that's not unusual. Rich people's families always seem to get upset at wills. Besides, what do we care? We've never met him.
I'm not so sure about that. Look at the face. Doesn't he look a little familiar?
I'm not seeing it.
Hi, you two. See this morning's paper?
What about it?
Well, just that article on Frank Sanders.
Oh, Fred was just telling me about it.
Well, isn't it strange?
What?
I hadn't quite gotten as far as telling her about the will.
Oh, but that's the best part.
Why should I care about the will of someone that I don't know?
I'm not saying you should. It's just interesting.
Interesting isn't the word for it. Almost anyone can inherit. The family is furious.
Anyone?
Yes, anyone. That's the interesting part. He hid the papers for a large portion of his wealth somewhere on his property, and the person or family who finds it keeps everything. His money, his business, his stocks, his property. Well, except for the house his family is currently living at. They get to keep that, plus living allowance as well.
Well, according to the paper, he didn't hide it on his own property. He hid it somewhere else. He left a few clues, but it almost sounds like the papers could be anywhere.
Wouldn't it be exciting to find all that money? Why, he was the richest man in the city. Just imagine with what you could do with all that money. Oh, Jacob and I could finally go on that European vacation. Do you think they'd let us in?
What?
Oh, I'm sure they would. Why, we'd have money to spend and spare. Why, I'd love to go to New Zealand or Italy. France. Oh, I've always wanted to go to France.
The chances of finding something like that are pretty low, but
it is fun to think about.
You are both being fooled.
These clues don't make much sense. Just listen. In the forgotten home, over and under the water, in the brown and green. This is complete nonsense. You would have to be a member of the family to even understand how they fit.
That is Stephen Myers.
No. That's Frank Sanders. See, the caption there says Frank Sanders.
Yes, I don't care what the caption says. That is Stephen Myers.
I don't think the papers would make that kind of mistake, Tonda. Mr. Sanders was very well known to them.
That is Stephen Myers.
Excuse me, I lost my wife again.
Look at this. Isn't that Stephen Myers?
Yes. What's he done to get himself in the paper? Just doesn't seem to be the type.
Apparently nothing. That's Frank Sanders.
The millionaire? Huh. I'd say they printed the wrong picture. That is definitely Stephen Myers. Though I have to admit, I've never seen him in a suit before. He's more of a t-shirt and jeans type of person. Loved to work in the garden and get himself dirty.
Well, according to the paper, that's Frank Sanders, and he's dead. So who is this Stephen Myers you're talking about?
I would have thought you knew. You bought the house from him.
What?
We did?
He was the owner of this house before you. You would have had to have bought it from him. Didn't you meet the owner?
Only once, briefly. The sale was handled by his representative.
The only time we really ever met him was when we were doing a drive-by with Kendrick and Cheryle. He was working in the garden, and we decided to stop and chat about the house.
He seemed like a down-to-earth man. He only told us that he hoped we loved the house as much as he did, and that the hot tub in the back leaked a little, and he wouldn't have time to fix it before the move. We only talked about 5 or 10 minutes.
He didn't live here all the time, or even most of it. He mentioned he had another home downtown. This was a sort of getaway when he wanted to get away from the hustle bustle of downtown life. Now, I don't know who this Frank Sanders is, but I would bet my money that that's Stephen Myers.
Well, whoever this Frank Sanders is, he seems to have hidden his financial papers somewhere. And according to the will, whoever finds them is the sole inheritor of his financial empire.
Fred?
What?
What if this Frank Sanders and Stephen Myers are the same person?
What if?
If they are the same person, then maybe
those papers
are hidden here in this house.
This is nonsense.
What were those clues again? Let me see.
Here they are? Okay, let's see here. The forgotten home over and under the water in the brown and green. Well, forgotten home could certainly be here. If this Frank Sanders really was Stephen Myers, I doubt his family even knew about this place. What about the rest of it? Over and under the water in the brown and green.
This is utter nonsense.
Well, the garden's pretty green and has lots of brown dirt.
But I replanted almost everything in that garden. I think I would have noticed if something was buried there. Besides, there's no water near it.
Renne, where is your hot tub?
Right next to the garden in the back. Why?
Over and under the water. Let's go look.
This is completely ridiculous. There's nothing out there. Well?
I think they've dug up the entire back garden. They sent me around front to look out there.
I hate to think what this is going to cost us when Renne wants to replant the garden.
I don't think they'll notice if I'm gone for a few minutes. Could I sit down here? I'm really tired.
Help yourself. I'm glad I didn't let them get me involved in this.
You think I wanted to be a part of this? Cheryle would have never let me hear the end of it if I didn't join in the fun.
Kent, what are you doing? You're supposed to be starting in the front yard.
Why? There is absolutely nothing out front that matches any of the clues.
Maybe he never updated the clues.
Oh, I doubt that. From what I hear, Mr. Sanders was a very methodical person.
You are expressing an opinion? Really? You won't even help us.
Listen, why should I? Why would he hide the papers here and then sell the house?
Maybe he didn't want his family to find it.
Why is that?
Maybe he didn't like his family. That doesn't sound very nice, does it? I mean, who doesn't like their family? They might get a little annoying sometimes, but just still like them.
Exactly.
Does that mean I can stop digging?
Now, Tonda.
Jacob, the least you can do is help me.
What's the problem?
She wants to dig around the hot tub. I told her it might ruin it.
Oh, it might.
No, boo! But what is a hot tub compared to the chance of finding millions?
But it's our hot tub. I enjoy getting into it after a long day's work and just relaxing.
Fred's right. We've dug up the entire garden. I'm going to have to replant the whole thing, and we haven't found anything.
Does this mean I can stop digging?
I guess. We've been looking for almost 3 days.
But...
It's their house, honey, not ours.
But the money! What if it's there? What if we're giving up right before we find it?
Let's give it a rest.
You aren't going to find it. It's not out there.
What is that?
Moo! Nothing. Just an envelope I found glued to the toilet tank just above the water cutoff in the upstairs bathroom.
In the upstairs bathroom?
Yes, the upstairs bathroom.
I've been in that bathroom. It's blue.
But it used to be.
Brown and green.
That sounds really ugly.
Yes, it was. That's why we changed it.
So what you're saying is that you found the documents the paper was talking about?
Yes, in fact, I found them a couple days ago.
And you've been letting us dig and search all this time?
Yes, it's been immensely entertaining.
Stand back, I'm gonna kill him! Oh, thank God we can stop digging.
I don't know what to say. How could you?
Well, it's a relief to me, but I have to admit, I didn't think the thing existed. At least not here.
But what's in it?
Yes, Fred, just what's in it. Thank you. It's empty.
Empty?
Empty?
Empty.
Why is it empty?
Yes, why?
I think I know why. You didn't need the money, did you?
No, we didn't.
Fred?
We didn't need the money. There are lots of other places and people that do. Aha! Detective Brown, what did you find out?
It's exactly what you thought. The money actually did quite well with Mr. Sanders' family, even if they were raising a stink about the money you found. They didn't need it. You did the right thing. There are a lot of people who are going to be able to thank you for what you've done.
Fred?
Dad?
Just what did you do?
I'll tell you what he did. He set up an extremely large charity fund for the poor and homeless.
Well, it's just money.
Tonda, it was never going to be ours.
I know, but it was fun to think about.
So, how does it work?
He set it up so that it could be used for medical fees and procedures, food, utilities, rent, and even schools. One just has to apply and show a need.
It will only exist until the money runs out.
But with the companies, the investments and interest, that'll likely be a very long time.
You did that? For that, I can almost forgive you for keeping us all working while you laughed at us.
Almost.
Yes, almost.
Well, I'm just glad it's over.
So am I. Let's go home, Tonda. I'm tired.
What? Fine. But maybe you could at least take me out to dinner first.
We'll see. Well, okay.
You know, my friend was telling me about this new restaurant that opened downtown. I think it's called Tia Cobelle. I think it's Italian.
Let's go home, too. It was supposed to be my day off, and I am tired.
Hold up, you two. There are going to be a lot of applications to process. And Kendrick, I had you in mind to help me.
Really? I'd love to help.
Great. Let's go to the table and talk about it.
You know, I think it might look better over on that wall.
That's the first time that's worked. Wow. Kudos. All right. I just wanted to say a couple things on behalf of... There's a lot of them. I'm just going to say the things. First off, thank all of you for coming. We wouldn't have had an audience if you guys wouldn't have been able to come, so we appreciate this dearly. And we really do mean that. And secondly, thanks to Sheila Carter, who's back there probably freaking out about some prop, and Keith Carter, who's probably mad because I clipped another mic. They have helped us do an immense amount of things. And yeah, they deserve a round. Yeah. Yeah! And I just wanted to say one last thing. A lot of us up here are seniors. I'm not going to make you stand out, but this is kind of the last thing some of us are going to get to do, and the fact that we were able to do it is incredible. And to the new kids, you got a legacy to follow, but I've seen a lot good up here. And I have to admit, I'm laughing, and I think they are too. All right, everybody, one round of applause for everybody up here, because they did a lot. Yeah! You guys can go home now. We don't have concessions. We don't do a lot. Go to bed. Go watch TV. See you guys.